Everyone is obsessed with Retatrutide right now. And honestly, I get it. The numbers coming out of the trials are kind of insane. But there's one thing almost nobody is talking about, and it completely changes how you dose this drug. If you've been anywhere near the weight loss world this year, you've heard the hype. Retatrutide is the triple agonist everyone's calling the King Kong of GLP-1 drugs. In the phase 3 Triumph trials, the top dose, 12 milligrams, averaged almost 29% of total body weight lost. That is not a typo. That's approaching surgery territory from a once-a-week shot. And here's what the hype tends to skip. Even the lower doses are remarkable. In the trials, 4 milligrams still delivered mid-teens body weight loss. 8 landed in the low 20s. Yes, 12 is the highest number. But the gap from 4 to 12 is smaller than the marketing makes it sound. And you pay for those extra points in side effects. So of course, everyone wants to sprint straight to 12 milligrams. But here's the twist. The 4 milligram dose might actually be the smartest number on the entire scale. And not because it causes more weight loss, because it doesn't. It's because of what's happening inside your body at that exact dose. What the trials quietly show about side effects, dropouts, and one unique effect that only really switches on around 4 milligrams. Below that, you're basically paying premium prices for something that behaves a lot like tirzepatide. Same idea, higher bill, quick pharmacology lesson, and I promise to keep it painless. Retatrutide is a triple agonist. It works on 3 receptors, GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon. GLP-1 and GIP are the 2 you already know from Ozempic and Mounjaro. Glucagon is the new player, and it's the whole reason Retatrutide hits different. Here's the key. It does not press on all 3 receptors with equal force. There's a number scientists use called the EC50. Basically, how much drug it takes to switch a receptor on. The lower the number, the easier it flips. And these 3 numbers are wildly far apart. For the GIP receptor, that number is about 0.06. It turns on almost instantly. For GLP-1, it's around 0.7. But for the glucagon receptor, it's 5.8. More than 90 times higher. Translation, your body needs a lot more drug on board before glucagon even wakes up. So at low doses, 1 or 2 milligrams, you're really only running 2 of the 3 engines. GIP and GLP-1 are firing. The glucagon receptor is just sitting there, switched off. You're taking a triple agonist and only getting a double. Now, I love a good microdose as much as anyone, but microdosing isn't always the move for every drug, and Retatrutide might be the perfect example of why. So, how do we actually know when that third engine, glucagon, finally kicks on? We can't feel a receptor turning on, but the trial data leaves fingerprints. 3 of them. Clue number 1. A strange tingling called dysesthesia, a burning, pins and needles feeling under the skin. It's rare with semaglutide or tirzepatide, but it shows up a lot with Retatrutide. At 4 milligrams, about 8% of people feel it. At 8, around 15%. At 12, roughly 21%. That jump from almost nothing up to 8%, that's the glucagon receptor coming online. Clue number 2. A faster heartbeat. Glucagon nudges your heart rate up a little. In the phase 2 trials, the higher the dose, the bigger the bump, climbing almost 7 beats per minute at the very top. At 4 milligrams, it's there, but it's gentle. Clue number 3, your liver. At 1 milligram, liver fat dropped about 43%, but at 4 milligrams, it fell 57%. That bigger drop is a sign the glucagon receptor is genuinely doing its job, because glucagon is a major player in how your liver burns fat. Put those 3 clues together and you get a clean case for 4 milligrams. It's right at the start of the glucagon curve. Proof you're finally using all 3 receptors, not just 2. But here's the part that actually sold me. In drug research, there's a gold standard question. Does the group on the drug quit the study at the same rate as the group on placebo? Because if they do, The drug is genuinely easy to live with. At 4 milligrams, 4.1% of people dropped out. On placebo, a literal saline shot, 4.9% dropped out. Read that again. Slightly more people quit the placebo than quit 4 milligrams of Retatrutide. Now compare that to 12 milligrams, where about 18% dropped out. 4 matches placebo. You genuinely can't do better than that. And think about what that means in the real world. A drug that still delivers around 17% body weight loss, but feels as easy to take as a saline shot. That's a drug people actually stay on. And the dose you stay on is the dose that actually works. There's a practical side to this too. You don't start at 4, you climb to it. Most protocols step up every 4 weeks. 1 milligram, then 2, then 4. That slow climb isn't busy work. In the trials, people who rushed it and skipped steps had nausea rates near 60% versus about 17% for those who took it slow. Same drug, wildly different experience. So if 4 milligrams is where the magic starts, and the side effects stay low, then for a lot of people, that's the whole destination, not a pit stop on the way to 12. Now, I'm not saying 4 is right for everyone. If you have a lot of weight to lose and you handle the climb well, the higher doses exist for a reason. They do push the numbers up. The point isn't that nobody should go past 4. It's that 4 is a real, legitimate destination on its own, not just a stepping stone you're supposed to blow through on your way to 12. So here's what I want you to walk away with. 1. The pharmacology changes as you climb. The glucagon receptor doesn't really switch on until around 4 milligrams. 2. At 4, the tolerability is genuinely impressive. People quit at the same rate as placebo. 3. The tingling, the heart rate bump, the liver change. Those are proof the third engine is finally online. So you're getting a true triple agonist. And 4, the best dose is not the biggest one. It's the lowest dose that gets you to your goal with side effects you can actually live with. 4 milligrams isn't a compromise. For a lot of people, it's the sweet spot, the point where Retatrutide becomes everything it's supposed to be, without asking your body to white-knuckle through it. Quick but important, I'm a wellness creator, not your doctor. And this is educational, not medical advice. Retatrutide is still investigational and not FDA approved for weight loss. Always work with a licensed medical provider before you change anything. Some links may be affiliate links. If it helped, subscribe. I break one of these down every week.